Today, our lesson is about pattern of life cycles. In this lesson, we will study about the pattern of life cycle. All organisms follow the same pattern during their life cycles. Then we will study about growth, the duration of growth for different organisms. Then the environment. You know that all animals get their needs from their environment. So let's start with the pattern of life cycle. As you see here, the red ant hatches from the egg, and while it hatches from the egg, it looks very different from its parents. It's very different. While the newborn polar bear, as you see, it looks almost the same like its parents. So this is the difference between some animals, that some of them, they look like their parents, and others, they don't look. So they have to go through big changes until they become like the parents. So even though the animals' life cycles are different, but they all follow the same pattern. So all organisms follow the same pattern of life cycle. The first stage is life begins. As we said, all animals begin life as an egg. Some eggs are inside and others are outside. Then growth and development. After that, the young animal will grow and develop until it reaches the maturity and reproduction. In this stage, the animal is able to reproduce, and then the death. So as you see, as we said before, some animals, they develop inside the mother until they're born, while others hatch from an egg. So this is the difference between the animals, the way they reproduce, and the way or where the egg is growing. Is it inside or outside? Now the growth. We mean here by the growth, it's the time, the amount of time for growth. It can be very different. For example, for the mayfly insect, its life cycle, it will take only 1 day. It lives for only 1 day, while the bristle pine tree lives for about 5,000 years. So the duration of growth, it can be different from an organism to another. Now the environment, let's talk about the environment. We said before that animals get what they need from their environments, and they can live in different environments. It depends on what they need. So they grow in the environment where they can find their needs in this environment. So as you see in this picture, there are different organisms here. There is the cactus wren bird, and there is a frog, a deer, and a squirrel. Do you think that all live in the same environment? Sure not. Like the cactus wren bird lives in a desert, and the frog in a pond, the deer and the squirrel, they live in the forest. Can all of these animals live in the same environment? Sure not. For example, the cactus wren bird cannot live in the forest, and the deer cannot live in the desert. So not all animals can live in the same environment, because one environment cannot support all the animals' needs for their life cycles. For example, the forest cannot give what the cactus wren needs to survive. Also, the frog cannot live in the desert because there is no ponds there, there is no bodies of water there. And you know that the frog needs water, so it cannot live there. The desert does not support the frog's needs. So no, not all the animals can survive in the same environment. Each animal has its own environment to survive. So this is our lesson for today.